The persuasion behind Gillette's ad. Hi everyone, today we'll be analyzing the rhetoric behind the "We Believe the Best Men Can Be" Gillette commercial, directed by Kim Gehrig. This was released on January 2019 when social movements such as Me Too were having major protagonism. Problems as bullying, sexual misconduct, sexism, and toxic masculinity were gaining visibility, and Gillette didn't miss the opportunity to release this ad. We believe the best man can be addresses and fights against all of these problems, and by the use of inspiring music and a diverse array of scenes that portray these, it teaches a lesson of the story. Men can be better, and toxic masculinity is not acceptable. Now, diving deep into the parts of this ad, who was the audience? Well, mainly men, as it is a Gillette ad and it is addressed as the best men can be. Men, but it is also directed to the general population, as it touches topics that were in discussion at the time. A little bit about the context, the Me Too movement. This ad was released at a time when society was in the middle of many campaigns to give a shout out to sexual harassment and, educate people not to do it. As for its purpose, it is trying to convey a sense of unity against sexual harassment, bullying, sexism, and toxic masculinity, and educate people, teach us that being boys doesn't mean that they should abuse their power. Besides trying to sell a product, this ad is contributing to a social cause. Now, let's go into the rhetorical appeals. Pathos, first of all, the music. During all of the ad, inspiring music comes into life, a soft crescendo that grows and grows until it resolves, and then silence and soft and sweet music. It makes you feel inspired and motivated and positive and capable of doing and changing whatever you want. At the beginning of the video and throughout it, close-up shots appear showing real faces and making you feel proximity to the people on your screen, as if you knew them. Shots of boys being bullied make the viewer feel both pity and anger and maybe even impotence. Faces appear showing and portraying all types of emotions all over the place, from sadness to disappointment to anger to fear. Whatever you want, it's there. And the phrase "we believe in the best in men" and the close-up shots that follow it make the audience feel hope and feel connected to them. When real videos show up, as in real people in a real situation, not just props for the ad, but bad quality videos in the sort, I cannot help but feel this is something real. They give a voice to real people, and seeing this makes the viewer trust and believe what is being portrayed. When the narrator says, "because the boys watching today will be the men of tomorrow," it gives the audience hope and makes them feel responsible and somewhat accountable of how the next generation will end up as. When showing these cruel or disrespectful scenarios, the viewer can feel angry, disappointed, or even guilty because of having done some of these things. I could even say this video hits the ego of some and makes them feel defensive. Now, logos. The ad is structured in a way that you are given information in order to follow the story. It begins with news reports talking about the Me Too movement, toxic masculinity, sexual harassment, and it gives the audience the initial information it needs to understand the argument. It starts off with these bad things that aren't appealing, but by the half of the ad, it takes a turn and it starts being inspiring. The whole ad follows a clear line, has a clear structure that proves the point that men can change and that these misconducts are not okay. They then start showing scenes of how to stop this kind of behavior. They say, "boys will be boys, will be boys, will be boys" is a never-ending nightmare, but then they show how we as a community can change these bad behaviors. The real videos, low-quality videos of real people, also serve as evidence that we can start teaching this generation right. Let's talk about ethos. Gillette already has its own reputation, so we as the audience already see it as a powerful company. Throughout the ad, they gain credibility by showing all of these news presenters and their programs fragments. They also include a clip from a speech given by a famous actor, Terry Crews, saying we need to hold men accountable, and the real videos help give this credibility too. Finally, the company has an agreement to donate like $1 million to organizations that will help fight against these problems they are addressing in the ad and help raise boys that are the best men they can be. The last rhetorical appeal is Kairos. The timing was perfect, in my opinion. The ad talks about different social problems that were gaining visualization, all of those I already mentioned, and it caused controversy and supported a cause that was hot in the mouth of everyone at the time. Now, statistics. This was one of YouTube's most disliked ads or videos ever. But let's be clear, there is no such thing as bad publicity, and still, this has made a great impact in the society until today. I think that it was both a great and a terrible timing for it to be released, as it addresses topics that were important at the time and are still very relevant today, but it also might have caused the feeling of being accused, for other men, mainly due to other protests that were in fact disrespectful and attacking men just because they are men. Overall, the Gillette short film ad uses all types of rhetorical appeals to connect to the audience and make a believable and moving statement. From the music, to the word choice, to the shots taken, and to the problems addressed, this ad came along with both publicity and social change.